For on speed dial. I do, and it's Golden Spike Roofing. With over 70 years of combined roofing experience, they've not only seen everything, they've fixed everything. And they're honest, licensed, and insured. So if you get hit with hail, high winds, or know you've got an older roof, call for a free inspection from Golden Spike Roofing. Just call 303-942-1386. That's 303-942-1386, or find them online. GoldenSpikeRoofing.com.
The riveting podcast, What Happened to Talina Czar, unravels the chilling mystery surrounding a woman's disappearance during the COVID-19 lockdown, the internet sleuths who wouldn't let it go, and the dark subcultures and betrayals they unearthed.
There were a lot of secrets that were very hard to find.
Listen to What Happened to Talina Czar on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow What Happened to Talina Czar and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
When it comes to spring cleaning, don't miss your AC Extreme Clean and Tune-Up. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Did you know dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 killers of air conditioning? So extend the life of your AC, increase efficiency, get the fix it 24/7. Extreme Clean and Tune-Up. Nobody does it like this. Basically refurbishing your system. Lower energy bills, a longer AC life, and the famous no breakdown guarantee. New customers get this 2-hour service, $39, normally hundreds of dollars. Book now. FixMyHome.com.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Temperatures are a little cooler for your Wednesday, only reaching into the upper 60s, and we've got some isolated storms coming in for later on this afternoon. Severe weather possible, especially on the east side of the metro. I'm Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on the free iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Elon Musk says he is disappointed by the reconciliation bill that narrowly passed the House last week. He says that big budget just costs too much. Independent analysts have calculated the plan could add billions or trillions to the national debt. The Trump administration rejecting North Carolina's recent request for additional FEMA funding for the cleanup from Tropical Storm Helene last fall. Here's ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
North Carolina's Democratic Governor Josh Stein appealed the decision last month. FEMA's acting administrator responds that after a careful and thorough review, 6 more months of full federal funding for the Helene cleanup is, quote, not warranted. States typically pick up 25% of the cost of debris removal and other emergency measures, while the federal government pays 3/4 of the cost. Former President Biden granted North Carolina a 100% federal cost share after the storm.
The Gaza Health Ministry says 1 person was killed, dozens more hurt when a desperate crowd rushed an aid distribution center in Gaza. This is ABC News. President Trump expected to pardon the stars of the TV show Chris Lee Knows Best. ABC's Rachel Scott says they were convicted of swindling banks and the IRS out of millions of dollars.
President Trump set to fully pardon reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley after they were convicted of tax evasion and bank fraud. The president calling their daughter Savannah from the Oval Office with the news.
That's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, but it's a great thing because your parents are going to be free and clean, and I hope we can do it by tomorrow.
Prosecutors calling the couple career swindlers who made a living by jumping from one fraud scheme to another, lying to banks, stiffing vendors, and evading taxes at every corner.
Police continue scouring the Ozarks for someone who got out of jail illegally. Former police chief Grant Hardin from Arkansas, convicted rapist and murderer, walked out of prison on Sunday, 10 days after 10 men also escaped from a jail in New Orleans. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support. for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Denver police have installed some vending machines to help prevent drug overdose deaths. For about a year, the Naloxone Project has partnered with Denver police to provide naloxone to officers so they can administer it to those suffering an opioid-related overdose. Now they're installing 3 naloxone vending machines in front of police stations. Police Chief Ron Thomas.
Making arrests for drug-related charges, we're really more focused on the sellers and not the users. And so, we hope that that users feel comfortable coming here and getting these kits.
Thomas says it's about public safety and harm reduction. Each vending machine holds up to 75 naloxone kits and will be restocked on a regular basis. The National Weather Service says a tornado touched down in Weld County yesterday. The tornado was reported near Raymer, about 23 miles north of Fort Morgan. The sighting was confirmed by county officials who say the tornado skipped across an open field. One outbuilding was damaged by the tornado. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, we got a big delay right now developing on 270. There's been a crash eastbound just approaching Vasquez. It looks like both lanes are blocked. They're squeezing around on the shoulder area, but it is backed up to I-76. It's got westbound tied up back to Quebec. Certainly, if you're coming in from the north, you use that as a shortcut out to the east side. Stick with I-25, which is doing good. I-70 also will get you around that a little bit easier. I-70 westbound coming from Colorado to I-25 is sluggish. Southbound 25 into downtown's been a little busy from an earlier crash near 6th Avenue. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This week on Red Pilled America, we're celebrating Dilbert cartoonist Scott Adams by telling the story behind his most controversial prediction. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo!
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Who do I see in the studio?
At 6.
At Discount Beth?
It depends.
Sleep.
What do you see?
Well, I see complete Mark conversion of that old ugly tub into a beautiful
fellow that deals with windows. You can't say
Nick.
Original.
Oh, and get a beautiful and custom design for your preferences. A crib that mimics stone, lifetime warranty, and no maintenance. Call 720.
And then Dr. Stinky Pinky.
Or discountbath.com. Auto accident? Find out what your case is worth. Call Fuller.com.
At some point during his career, it had to happen.
You feel better. But will actively excite you?
Yes!
This is Denver's talk station. 630 KHOW. An iHeartRadio station.
Oh, I'm so excited.
The TalkBack mic on our iHeartRadio app is just like your personal direct line to us.
I have John on the line.
Just tap that little microphone.
John on the line again.
While listening to Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show. What's going on in your life? This is a beautiful Monday, and we're going to start off the week, I hope, solving your problems, answering your questions, taking your complaints. We have, if you're streaming, you'll see in the studio.
It's Wednesday.
It's what day?
It's Wednesday. Wednesday.
Oh, my God, it is Wednesday. I'm sorry, Mark. I can't believe I
That's
said
all
that.
right.
Now I'm never going to hear the end of it. You know, the Biden jokes just now they've let up a little on the Biden jokes so people feel sorry for him. But okay, it is Wednesday. I said a beautiful Monday. It's Monday for me because, as always, Mark and Suzanne pick up the slack for me with my health challenges. And I don't want to belabor this. I just want to say I couldn't have gone through this. Absolutely not. Everything would have gone away without Mark and Suzanne. Absolutely, positively.
We appreciate that.
No, I could have never, ever gone through this and had an operation. So, and Deputy D, he absolutely agrees. You know, one of the first things Deputy D said to me when he started volunteering and helping us with a lot of great cases, very smart guy. We were thinking, was he an attorney or what?
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, what?
Very smart guy, you said about him.
Yeah. Oh. So listen, you know what he said? One of the first things, when do I get to meet Mark? And I'm thinking, come on, man, you got the Mac Daddy here, huh? You know, that's one big, beautiful
That's
Mac
what all the
Daddy
ladies
host.
say, too.
Oh.
What's that?
He said that's what all the ladies say, too.
Oh. Well, we got to hook him up. We could have.
And my first thought was, do I have to meet Mark?
Wow.
Do I have to meet Mark? That's Deputy Doc. And then we have, okay, so the dad starts Gravinas. Larry works with his dad. Larry goes off on his own in the 80s. And Nick was brought up in the business. We're talking about Gravinas, window siding doors. So, Nick, here's what I want to know. Was it a conscious decision to go into the business, or was it assumed? Or tell me how that worked.
You know, truthfully, I was in college, and when I graduated, I was trying to find a job, and at the time I couldn't, and so, you know, I was just working for him to, you know, temporarily to try to find a job, and then it just never really come to fruition, and so I just ended up kind of hanging out, and then, you know, kind of morphed in, and then I started doing well and started kind of engaging, and then, you know,
and you
just
learned
kind
a
of
lot.
turned into what it is today.
You learned a lot,
you know.
man. Yeah. So anyway, he's with
since
us.
1997. Yeah.
So if you want to
Hey,
talk,
give us a health update when you get a sec.
Okay. Now, Nisi wants to talk about a company job. I'm not sure what we're. Nisi, take it away. What's going on with you?
I got a message through directly on my cell phone about a job possibility, and I said yes, I'm interested.
It just randomly showed up?
Correct.
Okay.
Randomly, hi, my name's Christina. I have a job opportunity, da-da-da-da.
Okay.
So I followed through. I said, yes, I'm interested. Who's the company? And then next thing you know, I get a WhatsApp message from a lady named Amy who said, Christina told us you're interested. I said, yes, tell me more. So they call it a product marketing assistant. And what I would do was go in and rate products to try and, I guess, boost, you know, this item's marketability.
Yeah.
I would get paid a commission for that. Now, what happened on day one is I got a $100 sign-on bonus, and that went into the work wallet. At the end of the day, I withdraw it. It came to my account, seemed legit.
Sure.
Day two, you have to start off again. So as I'm rating these products, you have to have enough money in your work wallet.
I was going to ask you, what kind of products? Were they products all over the board, or were they very specific?
All over. No, they were products that you would see on Amazon: skirts, purses,
Okay. Gotcha.
TVs, etc.
Okay.
Anything.
All right.
So I would go and I'd rate these, and then I got to day three where they do it based on a tier. So the more money you have in the wallet, supposedly the higher earnings you can make, because you'll get the offer to rate higher priced items.
Yeah, it already
So
sounds.
this
sounds
just
so
sounds pretty
horrible.
scammy to me, doesn't it, Mark? It sounds
Beyond scammy.
Yeah.
It is a scam. Red flags, capital letters.
All right. Well,
scam.
all we know is here are the red flags. I'm going to list the red flags. They contacted her out of the blue, and the next one is she didn't have a clear definition. Now, I want to know something. Give me an example, a very specific example of a product that you rated.
A Gucci handbag.
Was it a
So
real?
I would look
Now,
at
did
the
they actually
product
send it to you?
No, I think she was leaving
No,
fake
this is
reviews
all-
at Amazon and places like that.
Well,
I believe that that's ultimately what it was. You know,
Did they
and I
ask you?
spent,
Did
know,
they
the
ask
first
you to
thing-
leave reviews?
So there's two ways you can do it. Yes, you have to leave a review. One, you can hit an automatic button, or two, you can type it out personally.
Okay, got it. Then what?
So yes, you have to leave a review, and an item came up that I didn't have enough money in my wallet to cover. Therefore,
But
they
that's
have
what
all
I
my
don't
money. They're
understand.
withholding
The
my
money in your wallet. This is the part I don't understand. And I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but I don't understand. Who put the money in that wallet?
I did. Through the guidance of my quote-unquote coach, who was my boss, they prefer to be called coaches, guided me through, y'all, I feel like such a fool, and I'm going through menopause, so my brain is crazy right now. They guided me through how to withdraw all the money from my Cash App and my Coinbase and put it in my work wallet, assuring me that I would get it back at the end of each day.
And this is money that your
now I'm
own
out
money. So
around
how much money?
$5,600.
How
My
much
own
money
money.
did you deposit?
I believe it's around $5,600. I've got to go double check all these figures.
And
it all happened very quickly. Send me a screenshot of this, and this is what you do next. This is what you do next. You've got to go get the money in, or you're not going to get paid today. You have to finish your task.
Okay.
And then they just sent me a text message. We haven't heard from you if we don't hear back from you within 24 hours, we're closing your account. So, I've asked repeatedly to get my money back. I've called customer service, which is some crazy number. No one answers. They had to call me back. On their website, it looks very fake. They say they have $4.8 billion in assets, yet they can't return my $5,600-ish.
What's the name of the website?
So that's where I'm at, y'all.
Did you? Yeah, we want to look it up. What's the website? Where can we look this up?
So where I go to log into the work account is global.northgatepromo.com/login.
Okay.
So repeating that, global.northgatepromo.com/login.
Login, got it. Okay. I see it. So here's obviously, this falls into the category of one of the big scams, and that is they have you invest in your job, and supposedly it's to make money, obviously, and then they just absorb, they take the money. And what's worse is they have your login on the other accounts, which you're going to have to change immediately. But right now, though, so say they said you needed to deposit money, and then did you do it?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any more money to deposit.
No, but I mean, in the beginning, you did transfer money when they asked.
Yes, I did. On day 2, I did.
And on day 2, how much
and then
did
again
you,
on day 3. And
how much did you put in on day 2?
Tom, I'd have to look that up. I'm scared to sign back into the account again. I don't know, but I know in total it was around $5,600 between day 2 and day 3. I mean, I went and got everything I had.
Now, this money was supposed to be used to buy products, and then would you return the? Now, did you actually buy products? I mean, you literally went on Amazon and bought them.
No. It's all through that work site that I gave you, the Global Northgate promo. It's all through there. Nothing ever physically came to me. It was all digital.
Well, then, for example, how could you rate a Gucci purse or something if you didn't have
you
it?
Look at it. It's all phony baloney, Tom. It's to get reviews up for whatever products. I mean, it's total phony baloney.
But do you think, Mark, it's phony, yes, a scam to get ratings and all that, but is it a scam on the people who participate? In other words, I know.
Yeah, I think so.
What other explanation is there for them withdrawing or having her deposit $5,600?
No, I get it. Here's what I'm saying. Yeah, if the products never came to her, I don't know what the money was for. It makes no sense to
just
me.
to steal it. There is no logical explanation.
Now, can you log on? If you go log on right now, what does your account show?
Okay, let me log in right now.
Right.
Hey, Dimitri, set up an account, put 5,000 in there, and let us know what happens.
Now, Nisi, hold on. We're going to take a break. Hold on. This is very interesting, and I really like to explore the different ways people are scammed because there are so many. Okay, the problem is there are so many that it's like. When you hear a new approach, you think, well, this might be legit. So that's why I want to go over it. Hang in there. But basically, here's what's happening. Somebody said to her, or excuse me, a text came and said, we got a job for you reviewing products. You have to open a digital wallet to buy the products.
and then you get paid. Okay, that's it so far. So many red flags, but we're not going to go over that and bang her over the head with that. We're just going to see where it goes from here. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net. Let me just tell you this. Just remember that name. If you need a water system, and everyone does, in my opinion, you'll get the best at the lowest prices ever. There's just no doubt in my mind. You don't even have to shop. And I'm dead serious. Okay, whole house under $4,000 for everything you'll need, or $1,200 for reverse osmosis drinking water. You will love this company. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
The riveting podcast, What Happened to
really
Talina Czar, unravels the chilling mystery surrounding a woman's disappearance during the COVID-19 lockdown, the internet sleuths who wouldn't let it go, and the dark subcultures and betrayals they unearthed.
There were a lot of secrets that were very hard to find.
Listen to What Happened to Talina Czar on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow What Happened to Talina Czar and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
You know, it is so important when we're talking about life, when it's so important when we're talking about investments, that you use the right people. Vestera Turnkey is one of those people that help people become landlords. They're a wide open book, totally transparent and wonderful. They're wonderful. You can see everything they do for you, and it's at very small charges. They become your partner and help you become a landlord. And then you make the returns. You got to check them out if you've ever thought about being a landlord. They do research. Vestera Turnkey. And to get the best website I like is mybiggestrureturn.com. That's a really cool site. And you can call them at 303-888-3788. Now, O'Brien Legal Services, speaking of real estate, Brad O'Brien is an attorney who specializes in real estate issues. Right now, it's a tricky time to be a landlord. I'm telling you, you have to have certain ways of writing your leases, or you're going to be really, really hooked. And you could get in trouble. You can end up being ripped off by a tenant. So if you're a landlord, this commercial's about that part of it. Brad O'Brien can help you be a safer landlord and protect yourself. And you don't need them all the time, but just get the right documents up front. That's O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com. Brad O'Brien, 720-370-7388. Okay, this is the season. American Restoration 24/7. Let me tell you what they do. They come in and take care of your home when you've had a fire, a flood, or some kind of catastrophe. They help you. And what I like about them is they're honest. And in this, let me just tell you something. In this industry, honesty is hard to find. That's why I love our association with American Restoration 24/7. If anything happens, you can call 24/7, 8337-AM for American, REST for restoration, 8337-AM-REST. The website is amrest247.com.
Brock, thank you.
That's all right. Yeah, well, I just threw him off the referral list. Ah! Who's that? The timing is impeccable.
American Resto.
Yeah, don't do Well, I'll go into it later. I mean, hopefully it'll get worked out. But that spot wasn't even supposed to be there. It said American Finance. Oh, did I do it wrong?
No,
Actually,
I did it wrong.
Shannon put in American Restoration. It was supposed to be finance. So what should I do?
Mark was just trying to give you a heart attack, Tom.
Should I do American Finance now?
No, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it last hour. We can do it somewhere.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. You didn't do it, Tom. Okay.
Oh,
I didn't touch anything.
Another AF.
I didn't touch anything.
No, you're doing great. Shut up. There's another finance coming up in the third break.
Yeah.
So we're good. All good from Diego to the hood. But then sneak in another later because, we got to keep
We'll get it handled. Gotcha. I got you.
Take your legal defense fund.
Legal defense fund. That's funny.
Thank you. Oh, shut up. Now my phone's starting to eavesdrop. Shush.
You know, it's funny. The CP usage of my online stuff is 1.7%. Yeah.
Of what? I don't get that.
I have a pie that shows CPU usage of your programs. And
I got you.
And the OBS Studio and whatever that other one is, Lucy Light or Lucy. I don't have Light Lucy. All of that comes to 1.7.
Yeah.
Elderly lady.
It's a little like they say the brain power. You don't use all.
No, we're good with it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
She's adamant. Yeah.
Oh, she thinks they're saints.
I still don't have a great feeling about it, but who am I to know? I mean,
hey man, if they turn out to be good people, there's some deputies, man, we could use with stuff like that.
Look, they took control of this lady. There's nothing good about that.
You know,
if they were truly good people, they would have called Mark and said, "Dude, thanks a lot for your offer of help."
Well, she's saying the guy is going to call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you?
I'm going to start holding my breath right now.
I don't know one way or the other because
there you go.
It's
Stunt Show.
Hi, Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Russ, what is your, let me go to you, Russ. You've been listening to this website and stuff. What, you have a comment on scam websites?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
Okay, so I've heard this a couple times where people end up on a bogus website. There's one way that you can use to tell if a website is legit or not, and it's called Whois. Mm-hmm. Are you guys familiar with Whois?
Yes.
A website called Whois?
Yes.
So if before you click on any website, if you pull up, just do a Google search for Whois, bring up the Whois website.
Yes.
You can punch in either the name or the address, and it'll give you who owns the website.
Uh-huh.
If you think you're talking to Amazon or you think you're talking to somebody else, you go into Whois and it's not that, then that's like a giant red flag before you click on anything. The other thing that's cool about Whois, it'll tell you who hosts the website. So if you think it's a bogus website, you can report it to the hosting company, like GoDaddy or whoever's hosting it,
right,
and say, hey, I think you're hosting a bogus website. I had a website taken down in 24 hours that was masquerading as a motorcycle shop that I do business with. This guy had stolen pictures off of their website, created his own website, and had it hosted, but it was a slight variation of the name.
Yeah.
So when I talked to GoDaddy, I said, hey, you guys are hosting a bogus website. They had it down in 24 hours.
So I just went to Whois.com, and I put in the Northgate promo address, and it says it was registered on, listen to this, registered on April 26th, 2025.
Ugh.
That, like last month.
Imagine that they... how do they get billions in assets in a month, right?
Yeah. And it says, then it says the registrar is Aceville PTE Ltd, which is for limited. I don't know what PTE is. And I don't know what an IANA ID is. I guess that's an international registration of some kind. And then it has an email address and it has a phone number. So, this is...
Well, you can start your investigation that way. Clearly, this one is a bogus website. Does it say who's hosting the website?
Let's see. It says, I'm trying.
Like GoDaddy or somebody
Well,
like
I didn't
that?
go deeper. It doesn't on the intro page, the summary page, it has name servers, but those are just URLs. So I don't see who's serving it. But I guess if I'm live on the radio, I guess if I go deeper, this is a really good site. You're absolutely right. And I went right to whois.com, and I've used them a lot. I appreciate you bringing that up. And you could teach people how to read root URLs and stuff, but it's very difficult. Man, some of them are so good at it. They sound and look so official. Thank you, Russ. Now, back to Nisi. I want to pick up Nisi. When did you feel like something was up or something was wrong?
Day 3, and thank you, Russ, for the who is. But day 3, my gut started going, why do I need to deposit this? And I just want my money back. So no, day 1 and day 2 seemed all right because I was getting paid. I was getting paid my commission.
When you
I was
say you were getting
my initial
paid,
investment back.
payment was showing up. You never actually got the money, but it was showing up in your digital wallet with them.
Yes, and then I would withdraw it that night. And so I could get it back into my Cash App account. So it was happening.
Okay.
So I think that was the little carrot.
I see. So you actually had some payments coming to you for these little tasks. Give me an example in day 1 and 2 what you did for as far as the job goes.
Day 1, it was just a sign-on bonus of the $100. I went through the training. It was all through that platform, and then on the side, I was talking with my coach through WhatsApp, and she's instructing me, and she's saying, "Do you see this? Are you confused about that?" etc. So that's what I did day 1.
Were you
I went
talking?
through,
Were you actually literally ever talking to anyone?
Negative.
Okay.
The only person that I spoke to, her name Jenny Smith. When I reached out
that's
to
a real
customer
name.
service, both
That's
through
a
that
real name.
Northgate.
Jenny
Yeah, exactly.
Smith. Yeah.
Jenny Smith. When I reached out through customer service through the Northgate button there, and maybe Dimitri sees that already, and requested an appointment, sent an email, and then she called me. And again, it was when I tried calling that phone number, it just is generic. You've reached such and such.
All right.
It's an automated. You've reached 1, 2, 3, 4.
So now the money was taken out of your various accounts and supposedly transferred. So if you go online, does it show your $5,800 with them?
So what it shows now, it says wallet balance negative 5,600, frozen balance 13,906.40.
What?
That's supposed to be my commissions.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
So they're saying,
where is it going?
So it's so clear to see where this is going.
Tell me, what do you think?
He wants to cash out that $13,000 in commissions that they owe her. She needs to make another payment to them for either a processing fee or to prove that she has a regular bank account or something like that. So that $13,000 is a carrot to draw some more money out of Nisi's wallet.
So how many reviews, how much did you get paid in day 1 and 2 total?
How much did, I'm sorry, what?
How much did they pay you in day 1 and day 2?
Day 1 was $100. Let me go to
how many reviews did you do? Just real quick. It's not that important. How many reviews did you do?
Day 1, I did 3 times 45. Day 2, I did 3 times 45, and day 3, I did 3 times 45.
So basically, you're looking at $450 or $500 or something here. So okay. So in the first 3 days, it looked like it was legit.
Yes.
Okay.
Day 3 is when I started, my spidey senses started to go off a bit.
Okay. So what's the last thing you heard?
For my money back. And
what's the last thing you heard from them right now? What is the very last thing you heard?
The last thing I heard from Coach Amy is, scrolling down on my WhatsApp, bear with me, since you cannot respond to me with any information, the platform will close your account within 24 hours. Yep. As there are limited positions available, they may assign this job to someone else to complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all designed to keep her
and that was today
on the hook.
Okay, got it.
Hey, 27 minutes ago.
Hey, Tom, Nisi said something at the beginning of the call that's critically important. Nisi, you said that during this process of you transferring your money into various locations that they wanted you to transfer it to, you were sending screenshots.
Oh, man.
So did I hear that correctly? You were sending various screenshots to the scammers?
You heard You heard that correctly.
Yeah. So,
because she would say, go to this page, send me a screenshot.
Yeah,
Go
so-
to this page, send me a screenshot. This
so
is in my
look,
Cash App and my Coinbase.
Listen, that the reason that they were doing that is to get your legitimate banking information.
Yeah, you're obviously not going to do business with them anymore.
Yeah, they have your banking information. They have screenshots. They have account numbers. They might have
If they
passwords.
listen,
You need to change all of it.
if you have an account number and a routing number, they're gonna take your money. You got to close that account. But
I know
any
it's bad
account.
news.
Well, fortunately, and
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, fortunately, there's nothing left in my Cash App or my Coinbase.
Yeah.
So good luck.
I know, but
Taking more,
if
'cause
there's
it's all
ever
gone.
anything in the future, you're going to lose it. I
Yeah.
feel bad. Nisi,
So close those
this
out.
might be a $5,800 college tuition to the school of ripoffs and how to avoid them. I don't think,
Yeah,
unless if you cried fraud to your people, your Coinbase and all that, do they have any kind of fraud protection?
I mean, I doubt it, because here's the thing: is I made those transactions, so it was on me. It's
These are
not
all
like someone
authorized.
came into my account and nefariously withdraw it.
Okay, I got it.
They said you've got to put this money in to get paid. Yep, exactly.
Nisi, this
So
sucks,
I've
man.
got to
I'm so
just
sorry to
say,
hear this.
I went to Vegas and had a great weekend in there. Yeah, the house won and I lost.
Yeah,
I want
you're
to
probably
get
not
this
going to
out
get
there
any money.
so other people don't.
Let's try to get any kind of a number we can. I want to call these sons of bitches. I want to call them.
I've got phone numbers.
And will they answer?
There's also a group chat. No, of course not.
They don't
but
answer.
I've got Amy the coach that signed me up. Nope. And then I've got 20-something other people who are part of the WhatsApp group that's this Northgate Growth and Exchange Team 7. So they all have phone numbers there. I don't
This
know if they're
account-
legit or not, but I'm happy to get them to you all.
Yeah, this account that Northgate promo has for you showing money. Did you establish that account or did they?
They did. It's the Northgate, and I had to sign up using Amy's promo code
All right, got
that
it.
she gave me to open up this account on the Northgate promo
Yeah, it's an internal account.
website.
So after the first, and again, this is really important stuff. So after you did this, and now you're on day 3, what was the reason they gave you for having to deposit more money? If you were making money, you had about $450 to the good. What was the reason they gave you that you had to deposit more money?
The reason they gave me to deposit more money was because in my virtual shopping cart, I had, let's say, $10. I'm just throwing out a number.
Right.
The item that randomly the computer supposedly assigned to me was $500. Well, I only have $10, so I need $490 more to buy that product virtually, write the review, submit it, get my $490
Got it.
back, plus any commissions
Right.
associated with writing a review for
they
that
said
product.
you had to
That's
deposit
fine.
more money to keep it going. Right. Okay. And what when you bought these products virtually, did you actually go to the website, a real website where like these purses are being sold, or did you buy something from Amazon or real legit stores? Did you actually go and buy these things?
Negative. It was all done on that global.northgatepromo.com website, all through my account.
It's all a big scam. My God. What we can do is warn others, but holy crap. This is sad. This is really sad.
Yes, I want to warn others.
Well, we sure will.
It's very sad. It's
and it's
everything
not
I
just
had.
this one. It's not just Northgate promo. My God. I mean, it's basically any name they could have. I mean, they're probably not going to. Did you see? I don't know if you were on the line when I went to the Who Is. They just established this URL last year.
No, last month.
Last month. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're right. Last month.
April 26th. Yep, I heard you. Yep.
Oh my God. All right. There's not much. Look, we leave your information, right? And then we're going to try to get through to some of these people. Maybe we'll have Dimitri try, or somebody just try to bombard them.
Maybe with Mark's phone.
Yeah, with Mark's phone. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. This is truly heartbreaking. No fooling. By the way, Renew Home Innovations will do the most beautiful porcelain sheeted showers. Porcelain, it looks like solid. It is solid porcelain, but it's a veneer and it's so beautiful. No maintenance whatsoever. A lifetime of beauty. RenewHomeInnovations.com.
Yep.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan
Mark will do
today
that
at 4,
CMG
630 KHOW, Denver.
Nice.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
Okay, we're still looking at a lengthy delay on 270 out of Commerce City. A big crash on the eastbound side at Vasquez. 2 lanes blocked. They're getting by on the shoulder, but it is backed up over I-76 to I-25. And the westbound side certainly is jammed up pretty heavily also, and that's Curiosity. Definitely avoid that 270 run. I-25 to I-70 will get you around that easier. I-70 west coming into I-25 has been a little sluggish, and I-25 south into downtown. A little bit of company there. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
I'm Ben Ferguson.
And I'm Ted Cruz. The Democrats lied. The media lied.
The cabinet lied.
More and more facts are coming out about just how serious Joe Biden's mental decline was, how early it began, and how many people covered it up.
So download Verdict with Ted Cruz podcast.
You know, why did they call their company Fix It 24/7? Why not replace it 24/7? I'll tell you why. Because they go out to your home with an eye on fixing things and preventing major breakdowns and problems. That's why they have these incredible specials. So I want you to listen. First, for $39, they'll practically refurbish your entire AC system. They take it apart to the extent they can. They spread out the parts. They clean, degrease, debunk everything. They get all the gunk out of everything. And that dirt's the number one killer, right? So they do that for $39 for your AC before the heat really starts. Now, if you want to check your sump pump, which you should, to keep floods at bay and to keep it running well under your home, they do that for $49. They pull the pump fix, they clear it out, adjust it, and they do a tune-up, and that's $49. To find out more, just go to their website, fixmyhome.com. Book now. All right.
CMG, that is a direct lender, period, bottom line. You want the best price on a loan. I don't care if it's a refinance or reverse mortgage, any loan you can imagine. The best way to go is to CMG Financial. They loan over $2 billion a year. They're basically a wholesaler. Check these guys out. I want you to call John Clace for any loans. He'll save you money off of anybody else you hear about. That's pretty straightforward. Check him out at partnerinlending.com. Partnerinlending.com.
There we go. All right. That Who Is, I forgot about that site. That really is a good site.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I access it all the time.
Do you?
I heard yesterday's
Yeah.
show. We're getting new gutters and a couple of new windows. Sounds like ours is nothing compared to what.
And all the registrars
Who's that?
Who Is service.
Brian.
So GoDaddy or any of those, they all have a Who Is service.
Did you tell? Oh, he knows you got a store, doesn't he?
Yeah, remember we played a joke on him?
That's right.
Oh, let me send him our video. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's big hail. Here's our vid of our back deck.
How do I show? I need to show the information on my personal, the routing and the account.
Got it. I can do that. Okay, so what you do, just so you know, look, when you click on you,
Mm-hmm.
and then it says show details,
Okay.
that's where you get it. Look at this, our back.
So they're going to say, well, you didn't deposit money. Your account was closed.
Right by our window. I'm standing at our
That's
new
our new
sliding
sliding
glass
door.
Taking that.
Pea size?
Yeah.
It's just dumping, huh?
It was just crazy.
Wow.
Ken, look at this on our back deck.
Yeah, we got a bunch of calls from down south.
This is all hail.
Holy shit. I have some text for Nick.
It's Sunday.
My goodness.
Or Sunday? No, Saturday.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is insane.
Just hang down.
Holy shit.
We were out in my new car.
And all we got was rain.
Should I be scheduling Chodak on the regular like everyone else?
Uh-huh.
Okay. See when he was in last. Okay. Sure.
I think I want to do this a different way. There should be a way to log.
So, Mark.
Tommy's trying to talk to you. I don't know if you're offline.
Hey.
Yeah, so after that call was on about Amrest, I got a number of texts talking about bad experiences. So I don't know what's going on. He's such a good guy. I just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it doesn't. I pulled him down. Or
Did you guys
he's in
see
the
his
thing
email
again.
from this morning?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Oh, his email,
sure.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if you got it because of where he emailed it to.
Yeah.
It's like...
I don't want to talk about it right on.
All right.
I know, but it's funny that my predictive text did that. You know, it's like a sign from the universe. Oh, hang on, coming back.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Go to Compass Insurance Group for a free insurance checkup. Make sure you're not paying too much. Make sure you're not underinsured or possibly overinsured. 303-996-9000. It's true, unbiased information. It really is. 303-996-9000. All right, so Nick Gravina, I have a question, and I've always had this question. Windows, if we broke them into parts, we have the frame of the window itself, and then we have the insulated glass unit, which is the glass, the sandwich, let's say. You know, it used to be we just had one pane of glass and that was it. Now we have all kinds of sandwiches with gas. We have sandwiches with films. We have sandwiches with what else? Who knows? But they're called IGUs. Is that correct?
Correct. Insulated glass units.
Right. Now, my question is, when you have windows going bad, is it cheaper to do the IGUs? Because really the frames themselves, unless they warp, wouldn't it be wise, or is that more of a job than it sounds like?
You know, I mean, the theory is, yes, you're only replacing part of it. But what we've ran into and why we don't do it anymore is sometimes if it's an old vinyl window, it can be brittle. You kind of start dismantling the window and you start breaking the glazing beads, and then you can't find a new one to go in there, and then it's not holding in. You know, there are ones that are, beyond warped that, put a new unit in there. It doesn't really do much. So yes, it can be done, and yes, it can be cheaper, but sometimes it's not always the best way.
Okay, now.
And there's multiple avenues for that.
When you have windows that get milky on the inside, it almost looks like hardness or something that evaporated.
Yeah, hard water stain, yeah.
But it's on the
Calcium.
it's in the middle of the panes. How did that happen?
Because the seal failed between the two glass units. So the spacer they put between the two glasses fails, then you get, moisture, which has hard, can have minerals in it, and then that dries on the inside, and then you see that mineral deposit.
But they can't be repaired. It's such a shame to see windows. I saw one home one time. The windows were perfect. the hardware, everything, the fit, the finish. It's just that stupid seal. So would that be a case of maybe just doing the glass unit?
Yeah, again, if the frame itself is in good condition, it's definitely a viable solution.
Now, when it comes to frames, I want to say something, because I've heard controversies like all day long. When I first started advertising windows, and you guys were one of the first, vinyl was everything, extruded vinyl. And then people at first they were pretty bad. Then they got better and better and better. They started adding air spaces and ridges and internal beams or whatever to make them stronger. Is vinyl a good, I'm talking raw material now. Are there straight vinyl windows still? And are they the best? Are they good? What do you think about vinyl?
There's all sorts of grades of vinyl. And yes, there's very cheap new construction vinyl. Can it help you out for 10 years because it's a fix and flip or a rental? Sure. But there's also premium vinyl, which, can last very long. It's about how thick it is, what kind of, recipe they have in the vinyl.
Is it a lifetime window?
Truthfully, I don't think anything's lifetime.
Okay.
I think everything is realistically probably about 30 years. I think lifetime is a bad choice.
No, but 30 years would be lifetime for most people as far as the home that they're in. But okay, so vinyl, what is better than vinyl? Is fiberglass literally what we think of as fiberglass? What do they make the fiberglass? What do they wrap fiberglass with? Do they have molds? How are fiberglass windows made?
Most of them are pultruded instead of extruded.
What does that mean?
So extruded is pushing it through, where pultruded is pulling it through.
And do they actually get a slurry of? They actually get a slurry of fiberglass and pull it through some kind of a form.
Yep, and then so the resins and then the fiberglass mesh. Yep.
And then most
of them will coat it with an acrylic.
Once it's formed and dried, it needs finish work, right?
Yeah, most of them, the raw fiberglass color is kind of like a milky yellow, but most of them are coated with like an acrylic, paint coating to give it whatever color it's going to be and to not have the raw fiberglass material itself.
Right, obviously. We want them pretty. So if we look at fiberglass next to vinyl, when they're after they've been extruded or however you say it, once they're formed, which one is stronger?
I think both of them can be strong. They say fiberglass is stronger by nature, which it is. But I can build some vinyl windows bigger than I can build fiberglass windows. And I've never been able to get to the bottom of that with any of the manufacturers.
What is less prone to warping?
Probably fiberglass as far as warping. Vinyl will probably warp faster.
Yep.
Fiberglass, I've also seen the colors, the dark colors fade faster.
Shannon's yelling in my ear. We'll come back and talk about this right after this.
Well, not so much yelling as you should look at the clock.
Now,
but you're busy. I know you're doing stuff.
Okay. Yeah, we're still looking at a lengthy delay on 270 out of Commerce City. A big crash.
As you saw earlier, I make lots of mistakes too.
Lanes blocked. They're getting by on the shoulder, but it is backed up over I-76 to I-20.
The way I usually say that is, hey man, don't worry, I suck at my job too.
Avoid that 270 run. I-25 to I-70 will get you around that easier. I-70 West coming into I-25 has been a little sluggish, and I-25 South into downtown. A little bit of company there. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This week on Red Pilled America, we're celebrating Dilbert cartoonist Scott Adams by telling the story behind his most controversial prediction.
Very excited.
Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
Red Rocks Roof and Solar. I love talking about good solar people. Why? Because solar is an industry where a lot of businesses come and go with the wind. And I want a company that does more than selling it. I want a company that does more than installing it. I also want a company that knows the systems technically and can service them as well. Red Rocks is one of the only companies I know that puts it all together for good, and you will love it. And that's really what I want to stress. You need an all-around solar company, not a one-trick pony. Red Rocks Roof and Solar, 303-704-2449. Now, Vestera Turnkey. I love the idea that Barry Miller came up with. He said, I'm going to help people become landlords and help them manage the properties and help them sell the properties to make great returns. So he took the formula and started offering it to people. They'll help you buy homes in competitive markets where the equity is growing quickly. Then he'll help you get management companies to take care of them. And Vestera even takes your daily phone calls. Then Vestera will help you sell those homes. And I'm telling you, you will get returns from 30 to 80% if you do the Vestera Turnkey program. MyBiggestReturn.com. MyBiggestReturn.com. And here's the number, 303-888-3788. Now, before you start building wealth, you want to make sure you get rid of high interest debt. High interest debt is a loser, no matter how you look at it. And American Financing is helping me to help you because they have partnered with me offering the Smart Equity Loan. If you call American Financing and say, I want to consolidate high interest debt, I want to take that part of my equity, get rid of high interest debt, improve my credit, and be on the road to financial health. They'll help you. They have special programs for you. Now, you may need a complete refi. They'll help you do that too. That's AmericanFinancing.net, 303-695-7000. How much time do I have? I need to get water. I can't talk. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, just give me the solo on that filtered water. No, not right now. My throat is really.
Have any time coming back?
I don't.
What'd you do to your throat last night, you weirdo?
Do what?
What'd you do to your throat last night?
I don't know.
Oh my God!
All right, somebody knows.
Shannon, you
What?
are too much. We
He's
can't take you anywhere.
disgusting.
That's why we don't.
He's disgusting.
I'm not Oh, I'm not the one that sounded like I was
gargling nails.
Was that it? Was that his screen name? I'm the gargler.
You're
okay.
sick.
All right.
You remember? But you want to hear?
All right.
You want to hear some crazy shit? You remember George
Say
Weber?
Yeah.
That was a sad story.
I worry about that all the time when I exchange texts. Actually, I did buy an audio board from a guy through Craigslist once, and I went to his house, and he goes, "Oh, my studio's in the basement. Let's go down there and look at it." And I thought, God damn it, this is how it's going to end. God, son of a, over a Mackie board. What kind of moron am I? But I lived, and the board's nice.
You know, George was actually tortured.
Yeah.
What a sad
Well,
story.
he had asked for that.
You know,
he'd asked for a little something, and it went, huh?
right.
What?
I was doing news there.
Hey, by the way,
I mean,
so was
I was doing my show there, and I would visit once a month, you know, and he was there doing news.
Mm-hmm.
WABC.
Stephen B. Williams was another sad story.
Oh, wait. Was he tortured too?
Well, his body washed up on the shore of Catalina.
Yeah, they dumped him.
There was something going on, yeah.
But they found his killer, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, because it was somebody was trying to get after his inheritance. He'd gotten a lot of money from his dad.
Oh, man, that was a sad. You're right. He was so talented.
Oh, yeah.
I'd put him right up there with Alan Roach.
Yeah, and had kind of a who was the guy from Laugh-In? Who was the announcer? Gary Owen?
Yeah. Had that
He
little
had sort
flair.
of a Gary Owen butt.
He did have a little flair.
That's right, Stephen B. That's not, yeah, it's great.
But that was a...
Because I worked with him and Dean Kerfman for a while over at K-How.
What, Dean Kerfman? That's
Stephen B. and Dean. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we were talking about the different materials for Windows. People ask me this all the time. Now, I don't have a specific text in front of me, but I've made notes over the years of what they ask about. And they want, because people who make fiberglass windows throw stones at vinyl. People who make vinyl say you don't need fiberglass. I have a silly question. Composite windows with a little bit of, what's that material they use? Kevlar and stuff. You know, those kinds of materials that they make airplanes with. Do they use any of those for windows?
I don't know of anything with Kevlar in it.
How about carbon fiber in general?
Not that I'm aware of. Maybe as far as like an internal reinforcement, but not that I've heard of.
It might be totally overkill for a domestic window, right? I mean, carbon fiber, but
probably.
But here's the deal: you got fiberglass and you have vinyl, and then we get to wood, which I want to go over. I think wood is often overlooked because they think there's a lot of maintenance. But there are ways to get wood without the maintenance. We'll talk about that and more coming up. Okay.
I'm sending you this stuff so you have it.
Thank you.
Mallory, if you'll see what I'm talking about.
Now we're all on a wide shot here.
Shannon, you sure you want to put up American Finance and not like, I don't know, something else, say maybe Denver Regen, or just you want to just make something up? Just curious.
Why don't I put up I'm going to reenact a scene from the next thing I'm going to put up, American Psycho. I'm going to go to my car and get a chainsaw, F you.
That'd be a sight. I bet I could outrun you.
I'm going to play Huey Lewis.
I'll tell you the number one problem is pain. I mean, in other words, that's the hindrance to healing is pain, because it keeps you from being active.
Actually, you're right. You can get in that trap of just sitting on the couch watching TV, and then
scar tissue and all that builds up.
Okay. You made those. I don't need to make them. Perfect. Woo!
Do you know the number? Do you know the richest man in the world is an Afro-American?
Oh, that's cool.
Elon Musk. He's an African-American.
Oh, ha ha. Well, he's South African American.
Well, I thought he never lost it.
Did you hear one of his?
He is by far the richest man.
Did you guys see one of his rockets blew up, in mid-flight yesterday or something? Did you see that?
That was not. That was not part of the test.
It was going off course, and they self-destroyed.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's usually what
Headlights
happens.
are wonky. They make it sound like something bad happened.
They actually were very successful in the reusing of the boosters.
It was going off course, and they had to destroy it.
So
I see.
The real-time billionaires list, I'll tell you how crazy this is, Dimitri. Huh? So Jeff Bezos, this is up to the last hour. It's on Forbes. $221 billion. Zuckerberg, $223 billion. Elon Musk, $431 billion.
Oh, jeez.
It's not even close. Warren Buffett, to give you an idea, 157.
The pauper.
Yeah, compared to the others.
When Buffett retires, he's going on Social Security.
Who's the guy from Shark Tank? What's his name? Mark Cuban. Let me see where he's at.
Oh, Cuban's nowhere near those guys.
He's number 620.
Of course.
With $5.7 billion.
Yeah, he's nothing.
Number
I shouldn't say-
620. That's
I'd
insane.
like that nothing, but
Oh. I know,
I'm going to put in Shannon Scott. Let me see what I get here.
dress up.
Shannon Scott. Okay. Number. How many people are on Earth?
I should just give
like 6 billion.
I
No,
should
it's
just
more like
give
8 billion.
8
I'm
billion.
going to give Monty your
7,980,000.
That was pretty close.
I'm giving Monty your personal cell phone. He just loves racking.
Mine?
Yeah, you know who Monty is?
Oh, who cares? I don't care who Monty is.
He texts me. If there's anything bad about Trump, he texts it to me.
Yeah, I know.
Monty
They're your peeps,
is,
not mine.
Monty is the #1 Trump hater.
No, there's people out there that, like, kill people. The guy that just killed 2 Jewish people, that guy hates Trump. Monty's like, he's a nothing burger.
Yeah, did you hear that, Monty? You're a nothing burger.
With cheese.
With cheese.
Like a really crappy cheese, like those Kraft singles in the plastic wrappers.
That's not even real cheese.
Yeah,
it's
not even
oil.
cheese.
It's cheese food, they call it.
What the hell is that?
Cheese food.
Mark, have you ever had government cheese? It's surprising.
I have not, but Suzanne has. No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've had government cheese several times. in
It's
my life,
actually
yeah.
really good. I mean, it's.
Well, I would think it
I've
is.
had. Yeah. It was sort of that big brick of American kind of processed cheese.
Yeah, it was a
That's what my
Velveeta-like
parents
brick,
Velveeta.
but much larger.
Yeah. Pretty much Velveeta.
Yeah, a little firmer than Velveeta, but yeah, it's that same stuff. Fried spam and cheese sandwich.
Yeah, my friends.
That's what a poor girl eats.
My friend's dad worked at the post office, and they would get free government cheese all the time. So we'd go over to his
Why?
house
Because they were like shipping it to a house
just
or
going
what?
through people's mail. They get free stuff all the time.
No, that was part of the benefit of working at USPS. You would get free government cheese a few times a year.
Hey, something fell off the truck there, Jerry.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look at that pair of headphones someone sent us.
What?
I don't trust postal employees.
You know, what about all the
No
food they
offense.
send us, people send us? They could wipe out a whole newsroom.
I don't eat it.
Never.
Oh, you'd have to.
Well, I wait till someone eats it next to me. I usually give it to Doc.
No,
I don't eat
seriously,
stuff you
though.
people bring in.
Seriously, Shannon, you can attest to this. The shit people used to send us, we just dive into it.
Oh, my God. Yep, absolutely. It was a simpler time where
Well, if it
brownie
was a
was
restaurant.
brownie.
No, we're talking about people sending shit.
Oh, we had listener food coming out the wazoo.
I don't think I'd eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
Even when Kelly used to bring in food, I didn't trust it.
Well, duh.
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying.
I won't eat Suzanne's mother's cooking.
I hope my mother isn't listening, but I doubt she is.
Well, I don't like that kind of stuff. I mean,
What kind of stuff? What? Stuff,
like what? Go ahead.
Like-
What did you eat growing up?
spaghetti and ketchup?
Spaghetti and ketchup is disgusting. I would not eat Would you eat spaghetti and ketchup? No
She
one
just
would.
used the ketchup to liven it the next
Like, that
day,
makes it
the
better.
day old. So
The
the regular
day-old-
marinara sauce, well jarred, Franco, but ragu. And then next day a little ketchup to wetten it up.
Oh,
It makes me want to just puke.
Oh, sorry.
used to
Mark.
eat
I
I'm not
just
trying to
gulped
be
it.
Butter
funny.
is better.
And I would.
So
dip
now, what
up,
else would
hot
she
dogs
make? The
into
the
it.
spam and
Oh, fried spam and
cheese.
cheese with mayo. That was good.
Hot dogs and spaghetti.
Mac and
Yep.
cheese
No,
and
hot
spaghetti
dogs
with
Her
were-
fried
and
chicken
hot
was
dogs.
pretty good.
That was an
I
awesome.
eat
use
hot dogs
ketchup
and
on my
ramen all the time.
on my day old mac and cheese.
Oof, that's another level right there.
Here we go.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's solve your problems. We've been talking about a number of different things today. Partly scams on the internet for jobs. Listen, there's no easy way to put this, but I'm going to give you I really am going to give you the signs of a scam that you would think you would know, but a lot of people don't know it. And employment is one of the biggest areas of ripoffs. They say you're going to get a job, and really what they do is they rob you. So let's give some general, all of us, let's give it some general 2 or 3 points. I'm going to give mine. First and foremost, they want money for something. Money, okay? Either for an account, an application fee, they want money for something. To check out to make sure your bank account is compatible. I don't know. Whatever it is, they want money. I always say this, make an invisible curtain between you and the place that is supposedly looking for employees. And then what you do is you can take anything coming from the other side of the curtain to you. But when they ask for anything, whether it be information, money, whatever, anything that they want you to pass through the curtain to them, no. That's where the scam begins. So they want money. That's my number one thing, payment. They want to get money or information that equals money. I would say the second thing is they're sketchy as far as communication. There's no clear communication, and you have this pit in your stomach that you're not getting all your answers, but you want to trust it because it looks good or it's promising. So money and a lack of communication. And I don't think I have to go any further. Let's let Mark chime in, and Deputy Doc, who takes a lot of calls over at.
Yeah, I'll tell you the biggest.
First of all,
Doc, Tom.
Doc, tell him where you take calls when you're not with us.
Oh, it's the AARP fraud helpline, which is very similar to the show. People call in from all over the country with the same kind of issues that we deal with here in the studio.
What are some of the things you say you would put on your list?
Well, number one, biggest red flag, if somebody contacts you out of the blue, it's a scam.
You're right.
I mean, 100%, even before you get into anything else, like this woman who called up, why in God's name would somebody call her out of the blue and say, we have a job for you, when she didn't even go on a job site?
Well, what happened, I'll tell you what happened. She did some searching or something that told the browser or told people, people buy lists. And they probably said, I want to buy somewhere you can buy a list of people looking for work. I'll guarantee it. I mean, the internet spies on us all the time. So you're right. So that's called initial contact. I've said this before. If you take a bunch of people, a universe of people that were ripped off, most of them were ripped off as a result of someone contacting them, not them contacting someone. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to guaranteed get ripped off if they contact you, or you're not going to get ripped off if you contact them. What I'm saying is, as a percentage goes, most of the time, the scams come from when the vendor or perpetrator contacts you and they initiate the interaction. That is a big red flag to begin with. Okay, Doc, so you gave us 2 good ones. Mark, what would you say lights your fire when it comes to scams?
I guess the one... I think when someone lets their password go and someone somehow gets, for example, their Gmail password, then they get into their account. And then they send all their friends direct emails from that account. So you literally think you are getting it from Tom Martino or Marc Mager or Suzanne because it truly is from that email. and then they talk you into something like, hey, we've got this thing coming up on Friday. You know, can you guys help me out and go on to Amazon and order these for all of our folks? Something along those lines.
How do they get your password? That's what I want to know. I mean, how do
generally
they do it?
people are just morons. They don't change their password, or they get a hold of their phone and reset it. I mean, there's numerous ways they can get a hold of a password.
Yeah, and you're almost dead when that happens, especially people who use the same password for everything. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of those over the years, and they seem to be the most effective because it's literally, think of AI now. I can take your voice and not only have your voice, but your actual reflection, or what's the word for that? Your diction. I can literally not only sound like you, but I can talk like you, is what I'm trying to say.
They mimic
and I
your
could
voice.
be like, hey, Mark, listen, man, we've got to handle this real quick. We've got one of our advertisers upset. I'd like to get him a gift card. Can you do me a solid? And blah, blah, blah. And you wouldn't even think twice. The only time I would think twice is as soon as I hear a gift card.
Wow.
Another thing.
Go ahead, Doc.
Oh, I just lost my train of thought.
That's right. Nick, how about you, Nick? Have you been scammed by anything? And I don't mean like a bad employee. I had a bad employee take me for $250,000, but I mean like a scam like what we're talking about.
Let me just finish what I was going to say. Anytime somebody wants you to give any desk or give control of your computer to somebody on the other side, it's a scam.
Yeah, unless if you called them.
Never ever let somebody into your computer.
Right.
Yeah, I've never been scammed. I've been attempted to be scammed. One of my favorite stories, probably about 10 years ago, I get one of the calls like Doc's talking about, and hey, your computer is about ready to have a massive virus or whatever. We need to get on there right away.
Yeah.
And all this stuff, and I instantly knew, but I played along with it. And the guy, I was like, really? And we kept going, and he's like, log in. I log in. He's like, go here. And I'm like, okay, well, where do I do that on my Macintosh? Because he said PC.
Right.
And right then he knew because I was kind of feeding him. But I hear that stuff all the time. You know, my dad calls me sometimes now. He's like, hey, I got a call from this guy. I was like, don't return it,
Dude,
you know.
My dad, probably monthly, but the good news is they're asking us.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I told him and his wife. You know, I was like, call me if you guys have anything weird. She had an Amazon one that seemed legitimate. I was like, just don't do it.
No, he had one not even 3 days ago, Tom. My dad, or 2 days ago, had one pop up on his computer going, you have a virus, you need to call this number right now. And he called me, and I basically just had Mikey call him real quick, and Mikey took care of it. The total scam, 100%.
Well, that McAfee right now is pretty bad at that right now, I think, as well.
Yeah, in fact, I don't even know if I call that a scam, but to me it's a scam. Even if it's legit, to put McAfee on a new Windows system is just dumb.
Right. Why?
There's no purpose of doing
Well,
it.
explain to people why McAfee
Because
is dumb.
Because Windows Defender Up to Date is way better than anything else for Windows. It's made by Windows, and it's updated on the fly if the computer's on the internet. I mean, it's just the best thing you can possibly get.
Now, have you heard...
And it's free.
Have you heard, speaking of the internet, Li-Fi? They're working on...
Li-Fi?
Li-Fi, light transmission. Not fiber optic. It's literally, if you get the light, you get the internet. They're working on LED Wi-Fi. So it's basically working off of light instead of electromagnetic energy. I guess light is electromagnetic in a way, but it's a way to transmit data using light.
It's fiber optics over the air.
Yeah, without the fiber.
That's exactly right.
Without the fiber, it's optic.
That's a great way of putting it. They somehow, I don't know how, but they somehow attach information to the light itself. So one bulb,
cool.
And when that bulb is shining, if you're in the presence of that light, it will give you that signal, and they even can leapfrog it so you can have your house equipped with bulbs, basically. I mean, it's pretty incredible. I mean, you know, look, we're not going to recognize technology. One thing that scares me a little is, AI. I mean, you don't know what you're getting. So many jobs, they say, are going to be eliminated, but a lot of jobs are going to be enhanced. People are going to depend on it to write their letters and to even do their comparisons and to do research.
Oh, the shift to trade schools right now is unbelievable. We're talking like 40%. I think that I legitimately think I heard 40% the other day in a swing, meaning more people are going to trade schools pretty much than college, or getting very close
You're
to
right.
that.
No,
and
it
AI is one of those reasons.
It is. More and more people are avoiding college. Now, we have a
Well, you don't have,
here.
first of all, well, hold on. First of all, you don't have the debt. And second of all, the money in some of these. We know HVAC companies, Fix-It, Plumbline, all these guys, man, if you've got the right tech that also knows how to sell, they can make a couple $100,000 a year without blinking, man.
Of course they
can.
it's
funny. We know people, Suzanne and I know kids that grew up with us or grew up with our kids,
right,
that have been out in the workforce with master's degree now, that have $150,000 in debt and make $75,000 a year. Do the math on that. And they're in their 30s. It's crazy. They owe more than they make per year.
And they're going to owe
Tom,
for many,
can I
many
just,
years.
For many, many, many years, unless you're going to be a doctor or like Addie. Look, I'm kind of dogging college here, but in order to be a doctor or an attorney, you really have no other choice. But in order to be an accountant in a few years, I'll be honest with you, why AI isn't going to be the best accountant you ever had, I have no idea. You might have to have someone wet stamp it.
Let me explain this, what I did the other day. I swear to God, this is a true story. I am doing those Vestera turnkey investments, through my investment company. So we were doing one, and make a long story short, you get the closing document, and to keep QuickBooks, you have to enter a general journal entry, and you have to put in all the numbers from the closing statement. Well, that can be a daunting task. So here's what I did. I literally uploaded the settlement sheet, and I said to AI, help me fill out the general journal line by line. And I swear to God, it said, okay, tell me when you're ready. And I said, I'm ready. And it says, go here and do this. Now do this. Now create an account for this. It was as if I had a personal accountant with his hand on my shoulder telling me what to do and when to do it and where to do it. I swear to you, it was like having Suzanne there. And I, instead of calling and bugging her, I pulled up the AI and it walked me through. It walked me through it like an instructor, and it's real. It's real.
It's amazing. Think of drafting a motion, paralegals, people, not the attorneys themselves, but think of anybody that's an assistant, like John Fuller's paralegal, and I don't mean to pick on her, but eventually John's just going to say, hey, draft a motion for case number blah, blah, blah for Douglas County for this. And then, boom, the motion's drafted. He eyeballs it and uploads it to Colorado courts. It's like it literally is taking away a lot of those jobs. Now, the Tesla robot, I always got to bring Tesla into it because they're unbelievable. Think about this Tesla robot coming out, Tom. The first generation next year for like 30 grand or 40 grand, it can do a lot of stuff. Do you know how you train it?
Yeah.
Do you know how you train the Tesla robot?
No.
You show it videos. You show a video of me mowing the lawn and literally show it, and it watches it numerous times, and it goes out and knows how to mow the lawn. You cook breakfast. You watch it. It watches you actually cook breakfast and then recycles it in its brain until it understands, and now it knows how to make scrambled eggs. It's unfreaking believable.
Yeah, imagine this. Someday we will have robot assistants. There's no doubt in my mind. Uncle Kevin over at Sheridan Autotech, he'll have a robot working on cars.
We sat here before COVID. I'm going to say 2017 and 18, and we discussed when vehicles were going to be fully autonomous. And I'll be damned if it's not this year. Think about that. We were thinking, well, will it be in 2020, 2025, or 2040? When will a car literally drive you wherever you want to go without having to touch anything? And it's right now. It's crazy.
Hey, there was a great story that I think Ray Bradbury wrote about the future when robots have taken over everything, Tom, and you were mandated to consume a certain amount of goods because the production rate was so high that people were getting fined and put into jail for not consuming enough because there was such a surplus of goods produced by these automatons.
That
And
almost any
happen.
almost any science fiction that you heard of is coming true, except for one thing, which I don't think will ever come true in our life, and that's time travel. I just don't see how that's ever going to happen.
Absolutely.
But
hey, we got a break.
Okay, we got to take this break. Art, we'll come back to you in your watch. Talk about that coming up. Listen, 303 Martino is good 24/7. You call it, leave a message. We'll get back to you. You'll always be first priority on the show. You don't have to wait. 303-627-8466.
Be nice.
Did you know K&H Home Solutions is now offering beautiful bathroom makeovers? That's right. The oldest home improvement company in Colorado can redo your entire bathroom, or if you prefer, just a new shower, specializing in tub-to-shower conversions, exceptional remodels, full upfront transparent pricing. Call for your free estimate and get the bath of your dreams. 303-421-7100, khwindows.com, 421-7100.
Tom?
Okay, so bing, bang, boom, you're in an accident. Who are you going to call? Well, you're going to call John Fuller. I'll tell you why. You want information first, okay? You don't want to be hooked into hiring an attorney right up front if you want information. That's what John Fuller does. He will talk to you with no pressure. So call him. First sign of trouble. Ask about your accident, what it's worth, how to collect, what to do next, what not to do. There's no obligation. It's a free call, 303-597-4500. If you decide to hire him, there's still no money out of pocket. It's on a percentage fee basis, 303-597-4500. Okay, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies helps people get ready for retirement. That means growing nest eggs, keeping them safe, and helping with insurance, long-term care, estate planning, everything that goes into retirement planning, including getting your business passed on to your loved ones or maybe sold on the open market. They handle each and every aspect. They hold your hand. They're your coach in retirement. If you ever want to know what they can do for you specifically, just call them and say, look, I'm thinking about getting a retirement coach, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. What do? They'll talk to you. No obligation. 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211, rpcenter.com.
We just
Yep.
okay, I'm trusting this.
Yeah, it takes. She's living through that right now. She's almost there. I've been doing it for so long in my Model S, and she just got a new Model X, and she gets nervous like when we're on the highway and you got to exit Bellevue. And if we have it on aggressive mode, it'll be in the passing lane, and then a half a mile before Bellevue start making its way over to exit, where that kind of freaks her out because her driving, her habit is she'd be in that right lane to exit 2 miles before the damn thing's coming.
Right.
Where me, I mean, it's kind of is my driving habit. I mean, I don't mind getting over and merging at the last minute.
Right.
But you're getting pretty trusting.
I'm getting more trusting. Yeah.
Anybody we sit in there.
It's crazy.
Kevin Calkin last Friday, when we left, I put him in there. I said, let's go for a quick drive, and threw him in the driver's seat. And basically all I do is I just hit Maggiano's. And basically the car backed up and drove us on the highway basically towards Maggiano's. And then I just flipped it back to work, and it drove. He didn't touch one thing the whole time.
Wow.
And here's a guy that does nothing but work on cars. And he was absolutely blown away. He kept going, I can't believe how smooth it is.
I think people are under the impression that Tesla drivers aren't looking around, or just looking around and dicking around in their car and not looking at the road. But Tesla doesn't allow that.
Not yet.
If it sees your eyes off the road.
As far as
it'll punish you.
Right, yeah, you got like flagged or something.
Hey, Doc.
30 days I lost full self-driving.
Doc.
That's right. What do you say, Thomas?
Doc,
He can't hear you.
Does your car have self-driving at all?
He can't hear you, and no, it doesn't. It's got
Okay.
it's got steering assist like yours.
Like mine.
It has whatever your BMW has.
Yeah. And to call the
that
Beamer,
cheap crap.
To call that self-driving is such bullshit. It's not self-driving. It's not even close.
The Tesla's definitely.
Our old Genesis we sold to replace with the X, it would get on the highway, and it would do pretty good on the highway, to be honest. It was called Self Gen 3, and it would pass a car and then go back over.
Yeah,
it would change lanes, but that was it. You could never get off the highway with it. It was useless.
I don't think mine interfaces with the GPS at all.
I want that robot so bad I can taste it, man.
How much is it going to cost?
30 to 40.
Jesus.
But think if you actually had a job for it. Like if I still had my automotive or, you can train it to do anything, man. Well, you know what I mean. Not anything.
Yeah.
it's going to be our old people care when we're older.
Oh yeah, by the time
changing my diapers.
By the time Suzanne and I, 20 years from now,
but you have to show it once.
Not only that, think of the AI communication. It could be a guy, a girl. It could be your dead father. It could be your mother. It could be your dead wife. It could be whatever you want.
Yes. Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Art has a follow-up question, I believe, or wants to follow up. Now, Mark, you took this call about an heirloom watch. What kind of watch was it, Art?
I forget what it's called. What is it, Art?
Audemars Piguet. Audemars Piguet.
Audemars Piguet. It's interesting. They can be anywhere from $50,000 to $1 million. It's see-through like a jellyfish watch.
Not all of them, Mark, but and that's unusual, but they specialized in what they call skeleton watches made in gold.
Yeah, didn't Mark reach out? Didn't you? We had Mark on, and you were going to send him pictures of it or go visit him or something along those lines.
Well, yeah, I did, and his response would be embarrassing to you, so I wanted to speak first to you off air.
Trust me, you're not going to, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to,
okay.
I don't know why it would be embarrassing to me.
Because Bonham's, an international auction house, when it came time to send it to them, they didn't want to send me proof of insurance. They just said they'd send the double box and I should return
I know,
it.
that Art, that's why you called in. I said you're crazy if you would ever do that.
Now, wait a minute. Art, you're looking to sell this watch, right?
Yes.
What is your watch worth, your actual watch?
Correct. It's unknown. However, Bonham's, the international auction house, set the reserve, I hate to say this on air, but at $40,000 for auction. Still with me?
Yeah. So that's what. So how much are you trying to get?
It's been in my family. Well, it's been in my family for 50 years. Before I could tell time, my dad would wear it, and he knew if I tugged on his arm when he was at lunch in a business meeting.
Yeah.
He'd just lower his arm, and I would look at the watch before I could even tell time.
Give me the name of the watch again.
I got it, which was
Give me the name of it again.
Audemars, and I'm pronouncing it like they do with you call Switzerland, Audemars, Audemars, and Piguet is Piguet.
Wow.
The T is silent.
Oh my God.
And they make skeleton watches, but mine is not in the blue sky pricing you mentioned, but the international auction house Bonham's did set it for $40,000 as a reserve.
Did you
and
like
they wanted
that?
the watch, but when it came time, oh, certainly, because when I got it, it didn't have that kind of value. It had some value, but I had one jeweler locally who just wanted to melt it down for the gold.
What?
But that's not why I'm calling. But everything can be crazy if you're not careful.
Okay, so why are you
It
calling?
doesn't matter. I want to sell the watch. So the person Mark referred me to, what his response
Mark,
was.
who did you refer him to?
His offer.
I referred him over to Marc Machaski.
Yeah, this is way
That's
out
why
of
I
his.
get the names
This is
mixed
way
up.
out of his wheelhouse. I mean, you know, this is like.
Well, the reason I referred it is Mark sends coins to all these places, and he said right on air that you would never, none of these places would ever just send you a box and say, don't worry about insuring it and send it to us to whatever address is on there. That's why Mark was involved in it.
Yeah, it's a double. So they're both named Mark, which is why I'm mixed up. He wanted me to give him the watch. He immediately found 3 people that he wanted to show it to. He then called up with a 4th one. He wanted me to give him the watch. And normally to insure something, the insurance companies have the phrase, it has to be under my care, custody, and control.
Right, that's
well, if
right.
I send them the watch, I have none of that.
Right. What
So
specific?
me,
What
and then he
specific
called
model
the
do you
4th
have?
Person.
What specific model do you have?
I never heard a name, but it was built in, we believe, the 1950s, and it's called a rectangular movement skeleton watch.
That you
and
said
that's
it wasn't.
by Audemars Piguet, and it is. Pardon me?
You said it wasn't a
Hey,
skeleton.
Tom, does Dave Ellis Jewelers deal in that?
No. These
We're
are
getting
very.
off track, fellas.
You know what? The kind of shops that deal in these watches, it's routine for them to sell a $300,000 watch.
I'm sorry, but we're getting way off track, which is.
And bring
comical.
us back around. Go ahead.
Well, hold on. Let me make a comment about track, okay? You're right. You may not have called about what we're asking, but there are many listeners who listen to a call and they're interested. And
Sure.
I as long as we're talking
That's
about
okay.
it.
I'm happy to do it.
Okay. So
I don't want to
what do you
embarrass
want from
you
us?
over
What
the
can we
air.
do to help you?
His offer was that I had to pay him $300 cash up front, give him the watch to show to people. I could not go with him. We couldn't meet at a jewelry store with a uniformed policeman. It was absurd.
It
So
was.
I just said I'd think about it. But I couldn't believe the response because the whole reason I called him was to do this in a conventional, secure environment.
I don't even know who you're talking about. Called who? Who are we? Who wanted $300,000 from you?
No, they wanted $300.
$300. It's the person you referred me to.
So
that
Marc
specializes
Machaski
in-
wanted what? That's what I'm trying to understand.
He wanted me to give him the watch to show to 3 other people he said he had lined up
Okay.
in a day. And then he called back and he found a 4th person and he said, this one's really good. I need you to give me $300 cash in advance.
Marc Machaski said this.
That's
Get Mark
weird.
on. Let's take a break. Just get Marc Machaski on. Because honestly, I don't know if you have 2 Marks confused or 3 Marks confused.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
why would
that's
he want?
why I wanted you to speak to him off air, but that's okay.
No, it's all right. Listen,
So I just wanted.
right? You want to know where can you legitimately get this sold? I personally don't think this is in Marc Machaski's wheelhouse. I just don't think so. I think because of his connections,
That's fine.
I think because of his connections, he can probably find you someone. But you want someone who this universe is not strange, but whose this universe is like, oh yeah, so and so will buy it. You want these people.
What about David Ellis, Tom?
Could be. You know what? We ought to get David on too. That is a very good possibility because David has been around for years. Now he doesn't deal in these high-end watches either, but he might be able to point us in the right direction. Great idea. Let's get him on and talk about that. And then Mark wants to look into this other thing. By the way, Fix It 24/7 for your sump pump service, $49. It can save you from a flood. Most people don't even know where their sump pump is. Get it serviced for $49 to avoid flooding. FixMyHome.com. Book now.
Thank you.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. Download the free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Yeah, we're doing better on the highways. 270 was cleared up. That was the big delay we had out of Commerce City. Now things are rolling in pretty good shape there. You may find some minor slowing, but no lane restrictions. I-25 south coming into downtown through Spear is a little sluggish. All the other freeways are pretty light. We had an accident at Leasdale and Monaco and one on Parker Road. This is going to be northbound right at 225. Left lane block. There's a bit of a backup in that area. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast, Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill passes the House. So what's in it? What does it do for you? How much money do you save? We break it all down for you. So download the Ben Ferguson Podcast now wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, if you are looking to save your AC from breaking down, you might want to get it cleaned. People don't think of their AC as being cleaned, but it's the number one killer of ACs, dirt and grime that builds up on fan motors and builds up on compressors, condensers, humidifiers, if you have them. So here's what I want you to do. You call Fix It 24/7, or you go online and make an appointment. And for $39, it's a refurbishment of your system. Do it before the real heat hits. You'll be happy you did, especially if you haven't had it done before. $39. FixMyHome.com. Book now. That's FixMyHome.com. Book now.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, he was. Oh, man, I didn't tell him. I thought he was reading the sheet. Oh, well.
These watches are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, tell me when. Now? I'm ready, sir. Go direct to the lender, no middleman. John Clay's CMG Mortgage, they're the best. They do over $2 billion a month in lending. Reverse mortgages, they're more aggressive on price than anybody. They're going to save you money. The best interest rates. Go direct. Don't go with all these people that all you hear is advertising on every station everywhere. You want to go direct. I can't pound that through your head enough. Any kind of mortgage, including 30-year lines of credit. Call John, 303-882-6679, 303-882-6679, or partnerinlending.com.
So, come on. You got to have a fucking price.
Dude, I don't think this guy knows what day it is or who's the president.
It happens.
But I got Mark up. I just want to ask him if he asks the guy, what did the guy say?
He asked for $300 cash.
And the watch.
And the watch to show a fourth person. I think he talked to 3 people, but wanted to show it to a fourth.
But he's never seen the watch, or we have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah. Can't wait to find out, though. It's going to embarrass you. Well, okay, embarrass me.
I don't want to embarrass you, Mark.
So, there's no prices on this Patek Philippe. I just can't. There's no prices on this site.
It's a fucking jellyfish swatch.
No, I know, but I'm just looking, at a Patek Philippe. There's not one price. Yeah. Not one. If you want to buy,
I never did. Nick, do you ever own an expensive watch?
I don't wear watches.
I do. Well, I wear the Fitbit thing or whatever, but yeah.
I wear a watch.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't a smart watch, would you wear it though?
If that was my only option.
A Garmin would be kind of nice.
I'm not anti-watch. I kind of like the decor of it as well. Just
what a big
I don't
having
like
something on my wrist.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a jewelry person. Necklace.
I have the Samsung Ultra, and it is
you and me, same exact.
He won't wear cologne either. No cologne, no jewelry.
I don't like cologne.
I don't like.
If my speed stick doesn't cover it up, fuck him.
Test you on two.
That's right.
Wait a minute. I got a problem now.
Tommy, do you wear cologne?
Oh my God, he smells
no.
like an used car dealer.
Do you?
I love men's cologne. I think it smells so good. Most men's cologne smells.
What do I have to do to get
Testing
you into this
1 2.
Mitsubishi? Oh my God,
Test
dude!
1
Snap
2
back.
3 4. Testing 1 2.
Does he pull up on a golf cart smoking a cigarette?
Don't light a match near him.
Somehow I got a sound warning here for some reason.
Yeah, when they got rid of golf carts at Arapahoe Hyundai, that's where I knew this world was
1
going
2
to
3
hell.
4.
Man,
If you can't
Testing
walk
1 2.
3 feet,
that's the fun part about buying.
Testing
used
1
cars.
2
Anything
3
in
4.
the back?
Testing.
Let's go for a ride.
I'm not.
Shannon, do you wear cologne?
Very rarely.
Okay. Just for
Hello?
like a funeral or something?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Let's go to the phones. I'm trying to find, on some of these watch
all right,
sites.
303-713-8255.
You can't hear me, can you?
I have a question.
Doc, go ahead.
Can we do something about Nick
I
Gravino?
got to revote. I got to reboot. Something went wrong.
Put in the
Testing. I'm
newspaper
back.
to tell your energy company to kiss
I'm back,
my glass
Shannon.
or kiss their glass.
And they
then
didn't like it?
Yeah, so Excel called us and said, you can't do that. And so we changed, but then they ended up partnering with us for a while. Then we were like the people that they referred, which was hilarious.
That's so dumb.
All right,
I can't
Mark.
believe that. Why wouldn't anybody like that? Yeah, pull up Mark. Let's ask Mark what's going on here.
Shannon?
Hey, Mark, how are you, man? We got you, Tom.
Okay, good. Go ahead,
Hey.
Mark. Take it away.
So Art called back. He's the guy that had that fancy watch.
Yes.
And he said that you wanted $300 for someone to look at it. Can you just tell us what happened or who? I'm just trying to figure out what he's talking about.
As you know, Mark, I deal in rare coins and currency, and I don't know how to value watches.
Yep.
But I know a couple of people, old-timers,
Yep.
that I've known for many, many years. They're also coin buyers for me, too.
Got it.
And this gentleman lives way up in Boulder, and I sent him a picture of it, and he wants to look at it before he gives me a good offer on it.
Okay.
What's the $300 for?
My time to go down there.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. To go get it.
He lives in Boulder. I live in Evergreen.
Yep.
It's a long day for me.
I get you. To bring it up to this guy to look at.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, like, if you're not, I don't know. What would you do with it, Mark, if it was yours? You'd bring it to this guy.
If it was my watch, I would take it up to him, and I would say, how much? This guy pays the most.
Yeah.
That's
now,
what
does
I
he
would do.
buy all kinds of watches or just these?
That I'm not really sure of. I mean, he buys high-end watches, Rolexes, watches like that one, Petites, real high-end stuff.
Would you just give this guy his info so we can call him directly?
No.
Okay.
No, my customers are private. I don't give out any information about my
I
customers.
see. So
No,
that's
that's
buyer's private is what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. All my customers are.
I got you.
Yeah, it's for security.
I think $300 is pretty cheap for this personalized service.
It's a bargain.
And an introduction.
No, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think Art's biggest problem with this process is going to be that he's very worried about insurance. So his insurance.
Well, and I explained to him. I told him. I said, Art, I've been here 36 years. I have an impeccable reputation. I will give you an invoice and a receipt that the watch is in my possession. It will not leave my possession, and I will get you taken care of.
Hey, Mark, do you have insurance for stuff like that? Let's say you do give them that receipt, and, God help you, you're in a fiery car accident and the watch
melts. Out of my own pocket.
What's that?
Then I will pay him out of my own pocket.
Okay.
I think that's awesome. I think
insurance
it's a great
is left out. I will pay him out of my own pocket, but that's not going to happen anyway.
Yeah, I dig.
You know what I noticed?
Let's see if Art's got... Yeah, go ahead.
On
Tom.
these websites, Mark Machowski, I was going to tell you, it seems like these, what do you call them? Fine watches, exotic? What do you call them? But anyway, it seems these watches are a whole different world. I mean, there are people paying $250,000 for watches. Do they actually wear them? I mean, or is it just a collection thing? What is it about Patek Philippe and all the rest?
I think it's a little bit of both. Tom, I think it's a little bit of both.
It's crazy.
I can't even imagine walking around with $250,000 on my wrist.
I'd be afraid someone cut my wrist off.
Guys, you got to see this. This guy in Boulder, he's got this machine that he has these watches in. Okay, he's probably got about 25, 30 watches.
Yeah.
And this machine rotates and it moves to keep the watches wound.
God.
Oh my God! Just from the movement.
Correct, because there's no batteries.
Does this? If you had to guess, like how many hundreds of thousands of dollars in watches this guy has?
He's probably got about $2.5 million.
See, that's why you don't. That's why he doesn't. You can't share that kind of info. I totally understand that now.
Yeah, I do.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Art,
Yes, Art, we can hear you.
Yeah, so Art, I'm telling you, man, once again, Mark's a good guy, so I agree with everything he's saying.
Mark, the Mark for Tom Martino, could I speak to you off air to qualify where I am with it?
You can speak
Mark,
to it.
Listen, Art, I don't mind that, but I'm telling you right now, I don't care if you use Mark or not. He knows someone that buys watches like this. If you don't trust him, don't want to use them, then don't use them.
That's what I told him.
But
that's what I told Art.
He gets his commission, his normal commission, but up front.
What do you mean his normal commission up front? I don't even...
It's almost like these USB-C ports.
They get looser.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one sec here. I'm just trying to boot it up again. All right, I'm back. I'm having some issues here, just to let you know. Yeah. I'll get these done. Yep. No, I'm fine. I'm not going to exit yet. I want to try to do at least 3 hours. Hey, you bastard. I didn't hear any of that last part, so I'll just... Are we coming back to it? You know, Excel Roofing, the name Excel says it all, as in excellent, EXCEL. I've never seen a company work better than this. Started by Jay Bretz, and now his son Henry joins him. They have tradition, they have heritage, they have value, they have thousands, more than 35,000 satisfied customers in and around Denver. They have branch offices in the South and up into Wyoming. You will never do better. They don't take a cent until you're content, not a penny. And they don't have any penalty clauses in their contracts if you change your mind. 303-761-6400. The way roofing should be. 761-6400. EXCEL, excelroofing.com. Hey, I want you to take a look at your finances, and then I want you to realize that if you're paying high interest debt, there's no need to carry those balances anymore. I want you to get the Smart Equity Loan with American Financing. I've partnered with American Financing to get you really and truly to get you on board this equity train. Use part of your equity to get rid of that high interest debt. And then you'll start building financial freedom. Once you start with this Smart Equity Loan, you can pay that part of your credit cards faster, get them paid off. Now, you may want a complete refi and take some cash out for needed repairs and things. Whatever it is, right now, rates are not bad, and you need to look into it to get rid of your high interest debt. Your blended rate overall may improve. 303-695-7000. Call my friends now. Tell them you're looking for the Martino Smart Equity Loan. 303-695-7000. That's AmericanFinancing.net. Thanks. So I got to make a note not to mess with that. You know, that's what it is. It got loose. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, somehow. I think what happened, I think you have to reboot the camera. I lost the source. It was my fault. I'm looking at it again. I did actually this time. I did have a problem, yes. No, I really did. What I was doing was fiddling with a cord, and these USB-C cords are very temperamental. Testing 1, 2. Well, I don't know what's going on. Oh, man. Fuck. I'm going to have to stop and restart the feed. I'm just going to have to do it at the top of the hour. Because I fucked up. I was messing with, like, just touching cords, and they lost their sync. It was like I was like fiddling. I was like fiddling with it. It just. I'm going to do it right now. I'll reboot the feed only. And did she reboot the camera?